like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I have to keep an eye on the deployment of guards at all times.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I have to keep an eye on the deployment of guards at all times.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all. Seems all the other knights already have their hands full.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Palais Mermonia.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
I have to keep an eye on the deployment of guards at all times.
Howdy. Howdy, partners. We're never doing this again. I'm never saying this. Never speak of this. This never happened. Hi. Hi, people. So, today, after last night's weird-ass, long-ass stream that I decided to do impromptu, I don't know why I did that. I just don't know
I hope the
why.
weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
I hope so too. But like I didn't mean to stream last night for so long, but I'm silly. I'm goofy. Silly Billy. So tonight I'm once again streaming for no reason because I gotta, honestly.
Prepare to be amazed.
I don't know why I didn't know he said that before. We're gonna bring in the gang.
There are still so many places for us to explore.
Just pulled him off the team by accident. Or coconut gun.
Take heart. Victory will be ours.
But yeah, last night's stream was not supposed to be that long, but I did it anyway because I'm silly, and now I'm having regrets, but I'm having even more regrets because I accidentally stayed up till 6 a.m. But that's on me. And I also went out and did some stuff earlier, but like it wasn't what I needed to do today, and I'm just Today is not going according to Keikaku in any capacity, but it's okay. I'll be fine. I gotta do anyway, I gotta do the Archon quest. My brain short-circuited for like a second. I'll be fine. I'm fine. I'm very sleepy. I'm just letting you know, as per usual, as always, I am incredibly sleepy, and therefore I will not be okay. just know. Just know, okay? Now, I don't remember where we left off with the Archon quest last time. I just know that we woke up the next day and did something, and that's all I remember. I don't even remember what happened in the Archon quest. We met Risley. Oh, we're at the very beginning of the area. I don't want Nahida. I'll let was this always like this? Was the boat on this side, or I want to see something, because oh. This little area. I think there's like not a crystal flag, a hydroculus, somewhere over here. I haven't like explored everything in this entire like section yet because I'm really bad about like exploring. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I'm really good at exploring in the sense of like I try to be as thorough as possible with a lot of exploration stuff because like I feel really bad if I'm not thorough. I was about to be like the accountant. Going upstairs. Anyway, I didn't know which floor to go to, so that was my bad. Or downstairs, I'm sorry. I don't know where anything is right now. I'm just kind of here. I exist today, y'all. Did you know that? I exist today. I feel like that's important. And it's also important that you exist today. So, we're all here existing and vibing. That's where I'm at. I am very loopy already. This is not gonna be a great stream. It's been 5 minutes and I'm already like, I'm good. I'm just not doing great. God damn, how far down are we going?
So long as the audience thinks that seeing is believing, there's no limit to the number of tricks I can pull off.
Nobody asked you. Oh. Fortress of Malapide. Alright. Apparently I'm supposed to be here? Or am I supposed to be... Oh, I am supposed to be.
There's a group of people over there. Let's go listen in.
But yeah, I'm indefinitely going to be very slow in the uptake today, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to be okay.
So I said, that's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd you come over all of a sudden?
Why you gotta be so jumpy, my guy?
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like you were talking about something private.
Toilets. Why do you look
What's the matter? They're just looking to join in on our fun, that's all.
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Yeah, fine. You're lucky we don't mind extroverts that much.
Thanks, you guys are really nice. I don't think that's... they're trying.
You hear that, Quisto? We're nice.
I like
Your
his
expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info, am I right? But before that, it just so happens that I know you two.
voice. How you know us?
Really? Are we that famous?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking about it. Word has it that you also caused quite the kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle? When? Also, I'm eating a Twix to give me energy. Oh, it was just a little mistake.
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join our group anytime, unlike some of the others here.
Your group?
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros, but don't worry. We're not playing with bombs or anything. It's just
I
that
don't believe you.
our information is always so explosive, and we blow minds on the regular.
Sounds like we have a
you
podcast.
two really like to gossip? Whew, you sure know how to embellish.
No. You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing who's working with who has the latest rumors, who's not getting along. Wouldn't you like to know all that?
That would be good intel. Sure, fill us in. Me with that hot gossip.
Whoa, all this info's worth something, you know? You should prove you're worthy of it.
I don't mind him. Quisto's always this way. Just play nice and say something to massage his ego. The welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
We ate the most incredible welfare meal recently.
Right. That meal we had yesterday was super delicious. Paimon can still taste it whenever she closes her eyes.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making those welfare meals. I've been working as a kitchen assistant for about a month and a half now.
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks. Amazing. You could be a professional chef.
Just like
You
Fontaine.
are correct. I am a true professional. In fact, I even went to culinary school. But enough about
You
that.
have culinary school? in this
Since you
universe?
like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen carefully. This little bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the fortress.
It better be good. Huh? Did Laverne just wink at me? It seems like he's saying, don't be upset, he's a good fellow. Okay.
Listen, kids. The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. The overworlders couldn't care less about us down here.
That sounds about
We're
right.
basically dogs to them.
Dog?
You've already met the one person here you should never cross, the Duke, Risley. He knows more than you think. And if he doesn't care about something, then he often doesn't bother dealing with it.
Well, damn, alright.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks, even better treatment in the infirmary.
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why does he visit the infirmary practically every day? Is it normal for anyone to be going in and out of there so often? If you ask me, he's just faking it to get out of work.
He's sick.
But did you know that Jurier was a talented researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute before he came here? There's no denying that.
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Meripede, you're just another inmate like everybody else.
Ah, interesting. According to Christo, a person named Giro frequents the infirmary. I should take note of that.
Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by in the corridor with Lorvine. I also heard they started arguing in the library and got into a fight, right? Guess that's just how terrible of a guy he is.
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that bad.
But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also got sent to the infirmary. Come to think of it, I always see her going to the sick bay every couple of days, too.
Weird.
Wait a second. You don't think?
They're in-
Do you think could it be that they're secretly meeting there to go on dates?
That wasn't what I was thinking at all.
But it's really hard to imagine.
I was thinking more so they were working together or some shit.
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Jurier to a pulp that one time. And we might be overthinking things.
It's fair. So Jerome had a confrontation with a girl named Levine, who also frequently visits the infirmary. I remember that too. Okay. Memory of a fucking vault, apparently. Not me though. Can't relate. Have we been in like what's his name? Risley's office? Because I want to see what it looks like under here. Like in the underground. Beneath the surface. I'd like to know what it looks like. Out. Let me out. Does any of them like... Yeah, they're boots. They're boots with like straps on them. Huh. Just like his pants. Also have like a strap on them. That's interesting. I kind of like it. How about it? I really hope that they make like merch of his little cat on his shoulder. I really like the little rosettes for the kitties. It's very cute. I want one for Lenny and of course Lynette. I doubt if they're gonna have one for Fremine, but who knows? Maybe I'll be lucky and they will. Alright, so where am I going? Oh, this way. Am I anywhere near where I was? Wait, this is how? Wait, how in the world did I? Everyone be prepared. I'm gonna get lost 20 times over because I thought that was a different location, but apparently I'm a ding dong. Apparently I went to the wrong place. I don't know where anything is, and these elevators are confusing to me. I'll get used to this in like a year, honestly. But I'm probably not gonna come down here
This
that
is no
often.
time for distractions. Seriously, you have a great magician standing right here. You don't want to miss the best part, do you?
Sir, I am trying to get us to a location. It is not my fault, or it is my fault that I'm a silly and I don't know elevators from other elevators. But it's not like the elevators are very specific. I forgot that we went down in order to come here, and I'm bad at directions, especially in video games. I'm so happy I never play games where actually knowing directions is like an integral part of the gameplay. Cause God, I would be a goner. Okay, so we gotta go this way. I don't know why I didn't come this way. Alright, take a right. Probably here.
Look! There are some people talking over there! Let's listen in on the conversation.
Let's eavesdrop once again.
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats.
Are they not?
Do any of them give half a hoot about a bunch of dogs like us?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us. I've heard that even if you're released after serving your sentence, going back to life on the surface ain't any better. Once a criminal, always a criminal. We're marked for life.
I don't buy that.
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have family up there. You best shut your sewer hole with talk like that. Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work even after you've served your sentence. Not bad if you ask me. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
And what makes you think they want to hire someone like you? It's one of the great mysteries of the universe, how someone as useless as you is so confident.
About to have a fight.
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about the overworld.
I mean, it makes sense.
Speaking of
Shitty.
which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there.
Nope.
Is that only something the inmates down here say?
It's normal for convicts to be unhappy. I mean, yeah, I get
That's true.
Right. Conversation 2 out of 3 Donzo. Now for me to find my directions. Boy, do I not know. Like, where's the left? So that one's going down. Oh wait, there's another one over here. So ah, it's one of these lights. That's interesting. Why do they have those in the inside? Excuse me.
Hey, you over there?
What up, good sir? Oh, me?
Yeah, you. Say, do you
Pepe?
like playing card games? You know, like Genius Invocation TCG?
You know I do. Even people down here play that game?
You TCG players are like mint in the wild, literally sprouting up everywhere.
Oh, I thought she was trying to say they
Hey,
were
come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow Invocation aficionados? Anyway, care to join me for a game?
I mean, I could. No thanks, buddy. We're busy with other things at the moment.
Ah, alright. No pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people usually come here to fight?
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? It's all the same in my eyes. There are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, hey, even outsiders from other nations play cards. So I came over to say hi.
That's nice. Would you mind chatting with us for a moment?
Sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right? Maybe you could start by telling us newcomers some stories about this place.
I thought you would have already heard everything by now. All right, then. Did you have anything specific in mind? Or do you want me to just pick a topic?
Why don't you pick? We'll let you know if we've heard it already.
All right. Have you heard any strange rumors since you've arrived?
Yep. Yep, we have.
Ben, did you know that there are some people who are always gossiping over in the corner?
You mean Christo and Laverne?
Yes, so you've already met those two. They're quite a pair. They always keep an eye out for the latest happenings and gossip about everything. I've never seen anyone with more time on their hands. I heard that they used to be a chef and a bartender before they were sent down here. You know how bartenders are, always chatting with customers. And chefs love to pass the time just hanging out when they're not cooking.
That does seem to suit them.
Good to know. Do you have anything else to tell us?
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more tantalizing. Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the fortress of Meripede before?
Huh?
To jail?
Wait, are you serious?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though?
It is
To
interesting.
go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda respect that.
That's actually pretty cool. By the way, do you happen to know anything about a forbidden zone?
A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up. I've never heard of that. Where did you hear about it?
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it. Do you have anything else you can tell us?
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting I hear next time. You'll have to play a game of Genius Invocation with me first, though.
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Linny. According to the card he left us, we should go meet him in the production zone.
Which is... where exactly? Oh, it's like... I know where it is. Okay. Yeah, we gotta go down. meeting a bunch of Sour Patch Kids, but here I am. Alright. Lenny, where are you? Lenny. Oh.
Tch.
He's in a different location. He's on the upper level of the lower production thing. God, that's so confusing. Why would they do this? They were like, you want a map that's complicated? You want an extremely complicated map? Look no farther. And I'm just like, I don't want either of those. It says up. Up. Oh no, that's the other thing. Never mind. Hi Lenny, what you looking at, bub?
Huh?
Huh?
That look in your eyes. You found something?
A little something, yeah.
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided attention. Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out. He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
The most important thing right now is to catch up to him.
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
Fremine.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Fremine would be up to the task.
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later.
Please do, we're counting on you.
It's the least I can do. We're all in this together, so it's only fair for us to fulfill our end of the bargain. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this information right under Risley's watchful eyes.
Collecting information has always been our strong point.
True, true.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, Fremine will have to retrace Master Child's original route. And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now. And after that, he'll probably take another 2 or 3 days to return.
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities like the backs of our hands. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? We'll be able to pick up Fremine while we're at it, too.
Sure. Sounds like a plan.
Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like your help with. Though we can just sit back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the investigation of the Forbidden Zone. Fremine's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare for his diving mission. So, you are the only ones we can count on.
What do you want us to do? Will it be hard?
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off. Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be less suspicious of you. Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll give it my best shot.
My apologies. I just started rambling out of habit. It was almost as if I was talking to my younger sister.
Don't put me in
But
that situation.
that's not a bad thing, right?
What if I'm the older sister? I would be the older sister in this situation.
All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish our prep.
Let's go our separate ways for now, then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days. Stay safe.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people inside.
Let's try eavesdropping on them first.
Right. I feel like
It's not impossible.
Oh. It's a bit hard to understand them from here, so why don't we just try to talk to them in person? Let's go as soon as you're ready.
Alright. Damn.
Oh. Someone, please help! She's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do. Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion. Could it be poison?
It's so many different things. So many different
Let me
symptoms.
take a look. Please lie down over here.
Oof, my stomach really hurts. Me, I'm
Don't
like,
worry,
hurt,
I'll
honestly.
get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly.
She is so tiny for her to be trying to carry somebody.
You can do it, traveler.
Thank you, I'm sorry. Oh.
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you.
Sedgman has taken out a few instruments and has begun to do her checkup. I hope I'm not too healthy that she gets suspicious.
I see now. My checkup has confirmed that she's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst fear out of the way. Eh? Oh, that's good. But I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please, relax and take a deep breath.
Sedgman's using her hands to palpitate different areas on my abdomen. Seems like she's using elemental energy too. Her expression is growing more and more relaxed.
Don't sense serious damage to your organs either.
She can
Does
sense
it hurt
that?
when I press here?
It's not too bad.
And here?
Oof, that hurt a little.
Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. How strange.
Indeed, how strange. Oh no, is my acting a bit too over the top? Oh god.
What about here? Does this hurt?
No, Not really. I can barely feel it.
Oh, I understand. So that's what it is. I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is. Thank goodness it's not anything more serious. And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Wolsey, of this problem as soon as possible.
That is weird.
Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you take a rest here while I go get some medicine for you? Miss
Congratulations,
Levine,
you're not dying.
I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
Oh yeah, that's Lorene. Okay.
And she hopped away just like that.
Literally. Phew. This infiltration mission is going much more smoothly than I imagined. Next, there are only 2 people left in the room. Cedrin just called that woman Levine, so she has to be one of the frequent visitors to the infirmary I've heard of before. Would that mean the man next to her is Juro, then?
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
You know, not good. You can't keep staring at her. I'll draw unwanted attention. That guy also seems to have noticed. Now he's looking my direction, too.
Her stomach ache's really bad. She was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
She's the only medic you have down there.
It also looks like she's the only medic you've got down here.
Truly.
Well, that's true.
What do you mean, that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's not like everyone imprisoned here is useless, you know?
But not everybody's a medic.
Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine. And they help Miss Sijuin take care of the sick and injured.
They do?
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too? Where did all your energy come from?
Man has a nasally voice.
That's correct. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself.
Are you two also sick?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijuin prescribes for us. That's just the nature of chronic illnesses. As for her... you could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijuin's capable helper because she learned a bit of medical knowledge ages ago.
Why is he so snooty?
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart palpitations.
Hey, don't start arguing now, please. Keep it civil at least.
These two seem to have a pretty terrible relationship and only ran into each other because they came here to pick up their meds at the same time. But outside of the two of them, there's nothing suspicious inside the room. All the files on the table appear to be patient records, and there's a box. I can't check it out right now. Okay. I don't know why that scene didn't automatically play. There also aren't many furnishings on the wall. Huh? Wait, there seems to be a movable hatch on the ground over there. Ooh, secret.
Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to argue over silly things like this!
But what?
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows if we'd even be able to continue our previous lives?
I don't know. What are your previous lives? Oops, I did not mean to do that. Is it hiding something? Whatever.
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh, and Mr. Jurier, I don't want to see your face here again anytime soon.
Whoa.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
Bye, loser, I guess. I don't know.
He just slowly walked off like that?
Indeed.
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's... Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is?
Weird research topics, you said?
But there's no need to keep dwelling on him. I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Seashween should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel better as soon as you've had some of her medicine.
Thank you for looking after me.
No, it's nothing.
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
I mean, I've been sitting here.
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Seashween.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days' worth of medicine for you. Take 1 pill now, and then continue your bed rest.
Okay. Stomach ache pills. The stomach ache pill.
Miss Lorvine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking today?
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Is she taking different colored pills?
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please, make sure to go to bed early after taking them tonight. You'll benefit from a good night's sleep.
That seems interesting, but okay. Weird way of saying
All right,
that.
then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon, too.
Thanks.
See ya!
You too. Bye-bye.
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right?
Yep.
I just want to double-check a few details, if that's all right with you. Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions instead.
I mean, that's usually what happens anyway.
So her primary symptoms are abdominal pain, with secondary symptoms of nausea. Is there anything else? That's it. All right then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds? No, her base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure she'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine. Please, make sure to stick to bland or less stimulating foods, and don't stay up too late at night. Got it. Paimon will hold the Traveler to that for sure.
I want to stay up late. Sejman's looking at me. Sejman's looking at me. I should just try to take a nap like she said.
Oh, you're going to take a nap already? Okay then, you get some rest.
That was an internal thought. You move yourself to a regular patient's bed, relax completely. The weariness from blah 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 blah. Still catch some hints of Paimon's conversation.
We've been to lots of places together. She may look a bit under the weather now, but she's actually super strong. Oh, so you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry, she'll recover soon.
Alright. Companion. That word brings forth a wave of comfort.
You're awake.
Sleep. Aw. Hi, you two.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
I feel a lot better. Thank you both.
Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take your meds regularly, and remember bland foods.
Nobody wants that.
Thank you, Miss Sejuine.
Alright, turn into the dormitories as soon as I figure out how to get the hell back to the dormitories. Wait. I want to talk to her.
Seems like a lot of people have been coming down with an upset stomach lately. I'll need to address that.
That is interesting. And that is weird. Why are these people getting sick with upset stomachs? My like energy level has gone from like
Kids these days
fucking like 7 to like a fucking 2. That's where I'm at right now. Okay, my dormitory should be this one.
help each other.
I I'm like so out of it. I'm so sorry. I am not doing great today. That in my period is trying to start, so I am like.
You really are
super
something.
slow energy.
To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death!
Did I say anything I shouldn't have?
No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish, and put down the Adeptus Temptation now!
Sounds about right.
Paimon talked with Sijwin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you sure we're not going off track with the infirmary?
Are we really off track though? There's still a few weird things about the place. That movable hatch on the ground, as well as the questions Sichuan asked Lorene. And also, were they really talking about their meds before you walked in? Probably not. Oh, and was Lorene and Giroux's argument genuine, or were they just putting on a show? Paimon, hear me out.
Whoa! You really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on. We've got to give the info to Linny.
Alright, over the next few days, you and Paimon work at the stations at normal. Okay, they didn't make me, like, actually go through all the things again. They were just like, yeah, just go ahead. Piece of paper. Okay. You managed to pass the slip to a busy Lynette. As she happens to pass by, her disguise is impeccable, and she does not even look at you or change her expression as she pockets the info. You just, like, casually pass it to her. And finally, the promised 9th day arrives. Wow. So, supposedly, that boy should be back by now, right?
Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Linny!
I'm kind of sad we didn't get to see Fontaine. I wanted to see Fontaine. Hello, Linny. What's the haps, Linny?
Oh!
Oh?
Hmm?
Is that code words? Is it code? Secret codes?
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
Not this time, at least.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fremine's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person.
That's fair.
Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to helping you.
Perhaps that's true. You are both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. The matter of our respective loyalties.
That's fair.
You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help us in the future, too.
That's actually fair. I can't be mad at that.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Fremine and Lynette feel the same way.
Huh, I get it now.
Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Is now really a good time to go over?
A According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her.
Oh yeah, we heard about that too.
Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care about his younger sister's well-being.
Okay, then let's head over right away.
We teleporting? Oh no. Oh, kind of. Never mind. Go head to the infirmary in secret. Is it really in secret if they can see me? It was like here, like a few minutes ago. And we're here.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh.
Uh-oh. That can't be good.
Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
Could she have found a lead and left to follow it?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know.
Huh.
Unless...
Something happened to her.
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Maybe.
Okay.
Also, I'll be right back. I gotta go get like a drink. I gotta get some sippies. I'm out of water. 1 second. Be right back.
So long as the audience thinks that seeing is believing, there's no limit to the number of tricks I can pull off. I wonder what my dear sister Lynette is doing right now. Missing me to death, I'm sure. This is no time for distractions. Seriously, you have a great magician standing right here. You don't want to miss the best part, do you?
I return. I come back with water. Also, the other reason why I feel like shit is because my, what's it called? My period is making yet another appearance, and, I'm not okay with that. So it's making me extra, like,
I wonder what my
Ebony
dear sister
and
Lynette is doing right now. Missing me to death, I'm sure.
Please no.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotions, and the meaning of laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sijuin would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Or she doesn't understand.
Seems quite normal to me. These are skills that would come in handy for a nurse from time to time.
That seems pretty normal, I guess.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication.
But the bed is still made, even though it looks the same as all the other beds.
Which means, either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
It's a clue. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Oh no, he's panicking. That boy is freaking the fuck out. Alright, where's the last clue? Oh, here.
This is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well.
That is weird, isn't it?
The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere.
Go pull out a
Could
book.
Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure.
Lanny?
Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
I think he's talking to himself. The look on Lenny's face is definitely beginning to panic. I didn't mean to, because I'm a dingus.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards.
This is...
Is that all?
Is there anything on the back?
The back. This is...
Uh-huh.
Show me! Now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now?
Uh-oh. Somebody has her.
No. Could she have... Is she already...
She's been kidnapped.
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Why would he choose to act during our second infiltration attempt instead of the first?
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning.
makes sense.
You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Risley. We're a completely different story, though.
Why did he only go after Lynette? Why didn't he go after you as well? It's a good question.
I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now. Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means...
Femine, right?
The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds... Could Risley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
Apparently Traveler gets something that I'm not getting. I get it now. He deliberately made them both disappear.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Risley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
I love the energy of we have to calm him down, and all I say is, Lenny, calm down. It's not helpful.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
I don't think it's anybody's fault in
No.
particular, but...
I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Risley.
Hey, don't be reckless. Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
But what about Fremine? He says he's getting Lynette back, but not Fremine. Sejan. Wait, so Sejan, how was she here? Oh, she's smiling.
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Oh.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
She could sense that we were there.
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking.
Oh.
Someone! Please help! She's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin.
It's interesting
Being
that
able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I thought there was something weird there with that. Because initially I thought it was weird that she would be studying books on how to read expressions. Because, like, I understand that maybe she may not be able to, like, fully empathize with humans since she is supposedly a mezzaline. But, like, it's weird that she would need to know a lot about human, like, expressions and psychology. Like, I understand that she's, like, a doctor, but I didn't feel like that was, like, a necessary thing for her to be a doctor. So that's interesting that so this is all a trap, but is it Sedgwick's trap? Like, I wouldn't say it's her trap alone, right? It's probably more than her. I also feel like it's not Risley. I don't think Risley, Rothsley, whatever the hell, I'm not saying he doesn't know about this, but what I am saying is that I don't think that he is 100% in on this, because I don't know what exactly he could gain from doing something like this. This seems kind of silly, kind of weird, kind of bizarre, I'd say.
Wait! Wait!
Oh, well, I gotta taste
It's
after
no
Lenny
use.
is
We
Lenny.
have to catch up to him.
Oh, there I go.
Kids these days.
Where the hell are you?
He's already out of sight. How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Risley's office.
Bro, do I look like I know where Risley's office is? Wait, is it downstairs? Is it down here? I didn't realize his office was here. But then again, I haven't been here, so yeah, I guess it makes sense. Let me in. I'm still thinking about things. Lenny?
Come out and face me, Risley!
Face me, you coward. It's the same energy. Oh, he's just standing.
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
So wait.
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive.
It means that
You
Lynette's
knew
probably
we were
upstairs.
investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette.
But what would he gain from this?
As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
Okay, I thought I
She's
was
not.
right about that.
What do you really want?
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
Where's Lynette and Fremine? I'm so out of it. I'm sorry.
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So, where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean
Is he still in the water?
you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating.
What?
Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
That does make
Some
sense.
of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremenet is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
He did all of this? Wait, he did all of this just to be like, hey yo, can you get motherfucking... What? Why couldn't he have just done this like in the most normal way possible? What the absolute fuck? He's like, yeah, I wanted to just have a talk with her. My guy. Risley, what?
You want to see Father?
Yeah, what the fuck?
But why should she bother giving you an audience?
But
Well,
why?
if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame.
I'm still...
After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
You just have a
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
Okay.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Yes? Go on. What's the threat?
Linny!
What's the fucking threat? I need to know what the threat is in order to be able to react appropriately. In order to react appropriately. Like, man's like, if you refuse, I'm like, what are you gonna do? Kill his sister? I don't think he's gonna fucking kill his sister. I'm not saying that Risley's like the nicest guy out there, but I'm just saying I don't think he would like kill a person for this purpose in particular. Why do you have to do this?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second?
Explain.
From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk.
Okay.
Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
You counting down?
Wait,
now?
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
What?
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Please wait. Can we really not talk about this some more? Yeah, I feel like I'm missing some pieces here. I'm mostly confused. Well, I understand what's happening. Like, Homeboy's upset because they're trying to infiltrate his fortress and they're basically, like, trying to pry out information out of him, like, by being sneaky and, like, infiltrating the building, and he's not allowing that. And so, like, now he's trying to, like, have talks. but like also they don't want talks, and that's understandable. But like, why didn't you just go to the higher ups to begin with? But then again, how would he have contacted them? That's actually fair. Never mind, he wouldn't have had to way to do that.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Lenny, can you at least talk to us?
Yeah, because I need some explanation, good sir.
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
Okay, so we have two options. It's either please spare Fremine and Lynette, or I want to save Fremine and Lynette too. Both of those are almost the same answer. Yeah, like, you're gonna hurt some kids over
Then how
some
about this?
bullshit?
Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request.
What?
Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
Also, why is he suddenly agreeing to this? Like, under the stupidest, like, terms. Man's like, yes, if you get these 3 answers right, I'll, like, fucking help, I guess. Like, what? Seconds ago, he was, like, very adamant about being, like, very stern. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do what you want. Brother, what? Okay, I can't believe he's asking about the hidden rules. If I recall correctly, if you keep working without any rest during lunch hour on the 3rd day, you'll find a portion of strange meat in your welfare meal. It's a good thing that we've already run a thorough investigation on this. Let's see if I can remember all the clues. I should be able to... Oh, fuck, what? If you break the hidden rule, the production zone, your welfare meal... Okay.
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijuin be doing during that time? The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons would spend them on Fonta. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them. Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product.
I'm going insane, y'all.
But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fonta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Because of that, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appear rather strange and alien to humans. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well.
Who will see it if you keep working to do this?
I've been told that the infirmary... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because we often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work.
I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way.
Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're
No. Okay.
We often see Miss Sijuin observing the research note said that the According to Collins, we often see Miss Sijuin
None of those are correct. Okay.
The Fonta promoter
I
has
like
been
the fact that they're narrowing it down for me because they're
The
like,
Fonta
"You're
promoter
stupid,"
has been-
and I understand that because I am, because
We often see Miss Sijuin observe. The research note said that the
oh, the other two are right. Okay.
I've been told that the infirmary.
So that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed?
I I don't get it, but alright.
The hidden rule of the production zone. People
When did you
are
put it in
not
the sky?
supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal.
Okay.
At first, we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared, but in reality, they were all prepared by Sijween, the head nurse.
Why,
She
though?
often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijween visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijween has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is
I get
even
it.
more alien to us.
So that's why the meat
The
looked like that.
recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out.
That checks.
Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijween's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged.
That's
All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
The hidden rules of the Pancration Ring. Everybody remember, if someone tries to support both boxers at the same time, they receive a package the next morning which contains a strange blood-colored liquid. We've also done a lot of research. Okay. Okay, the bottle. Okay.
Fonta's internal reports suggest that the Fonta promoter has been struggling. According to Collins, the
Order, though. They're not in the right order. Okay.
According to Collins, the research note said that the Melusine race. Fonta's internal reports suggest the Fonta promoter has been struck.
There we go. I did it. Alright. I knew those all grouped together.
Ah! Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer.
Oh.
But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fonta trial product.
That sounds about right.
A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fonta product here.
That's fair.
And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fonta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
That's a different thing. Do we know what that would be? I don't know.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question.
Oh,
The
shit.
thought of sparing Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind!
Lenny. Oh shit.
You'll pay for this!
You're gonna fight this man? You're gonna fight this man? Oh.
Lenny,
Got hit
are
in
you
the neck?
alright?
Who hit him?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigewinne. That was a
Oh,
fantastic shot.
What did
It
you
was
hit him
nothing,
with?
Your Grace. Sigewinne?
Did you hit him with a gun? A
Though
dart
this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Sigewinne. You.
You as a accomplice in this? I mean, I feel like that was obvious from like 10 minutes ago, but alright, sure.
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and
You're
thus
also a
protecting it is my duty.
Oh, okay.
When Monsieur Nervillette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
I mean, technically, but he technically isn't, is he? If you're close with Nervillette, why not learn a thing or two about virtue from him?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervillette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
My dear Sigewinne, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you.
What are you talking about? What time?
The time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Whatever.
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
What the fuck?
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now.
Is it Fribonnet and...
I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
Wait, is the other person gonna
I
be Child?
believe I hear footsteps.
A familiar figure bursts into the room. Is it who I think it is?
Some space, please.
I was not expecting Clorinde.
Ah, Miss Clorinde.
Oh, from
My door.
My door?
Freminet. Freminet.
Oh no, the baby. Is he okay?
What's going on? What is Clorinde doing here?
I don't know, man.
Work.
I'm not surprised.
Sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
That's
What happened
not
to
really
Freminet?
mean anything.
Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
These symptoms can't be. What's wrong? What is it?
A flushed face, an accelerated
sick?
pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
Where?
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Freminet a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clorinde while you get Freminet to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
Okay. I am incredibly confused. I'm... Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening right now. Hi, Freminet. Lenny's expression looks disgusted. Okay. It seems like he'd rather not have Sedgwin touch... I mean, she's not touching him. Touch Freminet. Still, he didn't stop her since it's obvious that Freminet does require urgent medical care. Sedgwin's examining Freminet carefully. She doesn't look too upset, which is a good sign. I hope Freminet will be okay. Same.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical.
Can he
Of course,
be helped?
it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry.
Stop laying
I am
down.
aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Also, where?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she?
Wait,
how is she
in
right
the
now?
other room?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
After you tranquilized her. What a weird thing to just put into perspective like that. It's like, oh yeah, we just tranquilized her and just like, you know, that's about it. Also, was she still in the room? That's the real question I have. Was the trapdoor, like, they just put her in there and then they, like, hid her away? Lenny has finally begun to stop tensing the muscles on his face. It seems that he trusts that what Sedgwick just said. Okay. Alright. Poor Fremine. Poor baby. Baby has enough going on with him. Alright, what's going on with you two?
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Lenny again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time, well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette.
That's fair.
Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine,
Fair.
I'd like to get some tea.
I want
Want me to
some
get
tea.
you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
I love the energy of just say you want tea, why don't you?
Lenny, are you okay?
Define okay. I don't think he's okay at all.
I'll be fine.
I don't believe you.
They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look all right.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Hi, Lynette. What the hell?
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too.
Yeah, it's us. And
Fremine?
Fremine.
Is he...
He's fine.
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
Huh. He sees this little tiny creature. Hi, Fremine. Oh, he's back out.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Sure, yeah. I'm still trying to piece together what the fuck is going on here. But sure thing. Paimon?
The Duke and Clarande are gone.
They went to go have tea, but like we
They
wouldn't know that.
probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fremine out of the sea.
Clarande saved Femine from the sea. What happened there? Alright. That's interesting. Also, wait, I want to see what's upstairs. I guess I'll only get to come here like once, because Skinchin loves to be like, you can only come to a room once in your life, and then never ever again. This is actually a really cool room. This is a really nice room, actually. Can I talk to you?
Could I tempt you with some sugar for your tea?
No need.
She wouldn't. I like the fact they're just having small talk. Oops. But alright. Things are getting bizarre, but alright. I'm understanding what's happening to some degree now, but I'm also not 100% sure of what the fuck is going on. I understand a smidgen of what's happening, but like, at the same time, I'm also mildly confused. But that's just because I don't know the full story of what the hell's happening yet. Because it seems like they did all this just to put Lenny into a corner so that he would have to, like, bring, I can't think names right now, father here, right? And that was the whole purpose of this whole thing, right? So he let them do their investigation, but, like, when they started going into the Forbidden Zone, that's when he was like, yeah, no, you can't keep investigating some secrets. But then that leads to the question of what's in the Forbidden Zone that makes you want to not let us investigate? Because deadass, I want to know now because I'm confused and also concerned because, like, what could be in the Forbidden Zone that's so bad to the point that you... I'm in the wrong place. That's what I thought it was. But yeah, what could be in the Forbidden Zone that's so bad that they, like, have blocked it off this much? Because I'm starting to think that it has something to do with the primordial seawater. Is that why it's forbidden? Because there's just a bunch of water there that will probably kill people, or at the very least make them disappear. The boy's waking up.
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
What if he just says, like...
Lenny.
Okay, never mind.
Lynette.
I was gonna be like, what if he has, like, memory
We're
loss?
all here.
We're all accounted for.
Where am I?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine, and you are no longer in any danger.
For now.
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long.
It really has.
The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Oh no.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
What happened after you snuck into the pipes?
Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Flashback. Pipes. Oh yeah, can you do a flashback? There he is.
I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be?
Who knows? At this point, I'm just gonna assume he's disappeared forever. I have to do this myself? I don't even know how to fight as Tremine. Alrighty then, I guess. Well, this is actually a nice way to do this, because then you can also get a chance to be a character that you don't have. or a character that you need to have or whatever. Okay, so there's nothing on these little platforms. Also, like, for Monea's baby. What? Oh, it's a boy. Okay. You baby shaped. Alright, what's the hat? Oh.
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
Oh, there's a bunch of purple mist in here. The only time we've ever seen purple mist was in Inazuma. And that was ideally that one time that we almost died that one time. With Scaramouche and the gang. Oh. Interesting. This is weird, but alright. Neato. This is pretty interesting. Okay. I don't like the fact that this area does not have, like, any kind of music. But I am intrigued about what the hell's happening. I'm not there. Turn around. Or not. Never mind. Let's go to the other one.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Is there a way to... If I leave it down there and then I turn it? Is that a possibility? Let's try that. I did it. Did I do it? Hell yeah. Alright. Into the door we go. Wait, did I go the wrong way? I think so. Wait, where the hell am I? Boy, am I unsure. Wait. Oh no, I was going the right way actually, I think. Yes, I have to jump in the hole. Yep. Jump in the hole. Pot's there. Let's see. Other stuff. It's weird how all these knickknacks wind up in this type of place. Bizarre as hell. I like the fact they like to let you like experience this like firsthand rather than just being shown everything in like a flashback. Like sometimes they do let things be told in like a flashback, but other times
This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well.
Alright, I guess I'll take a look as well. Dive into the water.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction.
You can tell that by vegetation?
There are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the?
Oh no. The baby.
My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on?
Oh.
No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
Oh, that's interesting. Turn to shore quickly. I'm going as fast as I can. Like, literally. I'm going literally as fast as I can. This isn't the shore.
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Oh no, the baby. Oh, Corinne. Wow, she came in the nick of time. Weird.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's weird.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
He's a sweetheart.
You're still too weak for Monet.
What a sweet baby.
You can go after you've had some more rest. Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
That makes sense.
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Got it. I'll go talk to him.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Liddy?
He needs to.
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
He almost lost his family.
Lenny.
He's going through a lot.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while. In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
That makes sense. And deluge. Okay. Going back to the Duke's office. It's gonna be like a 20-hour walk. It's like times like these where I wish I knew exactly where I was at any given time, so I can just, you know, be able to like do this in the easiest way possible.
Breathtaking.
Instead of like the most difficult way. I also don't know when I became Song and Miyako, but we're not gonna talk about that. When did I become Song and Miyako? Gun?
Let's move out.
Alright. You got some splaining to do, Mr. Duke Man. a tea time.
I take it
here?
Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course! I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Hit me with the explanation.
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Kurobe. Please enlighten us as much as you'd like, my guy.
But where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Okay.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
Beginning from the beginning.
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
That makes sense.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
Why didn't you stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went.
So he doesn't know.
So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
That's fair.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you?
Yep.
You make it sound like that's a bad thing.
It kinda is.
Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremonet has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise.
Yep.
The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work.
Field work?
As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremonet was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
So the Forbidden Zone really exists. What's inside of it?
That's not something you should be asking after.
Why?
Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts.
But more than likely that's where
All I need to
Child
prove
is.
to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance.
I don't believe that.
That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremonet.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary. And we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
Or something.
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yes.
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Mostly because I'm just confused.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
It's never pleasant. This is Genshin Impact. What do you think this is? Everything we learned about this game is depressing and fucked. We already know that. We know what we're getting ourselves into. Jeez. Yes.
Follow me.
No, you're gonna take me there? Oh, where's Risley? Oh. Alright, I guess we're going downstairs? a secret pathway in here too. Of course he does. Not surprised. He would. He absolutely would.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
I mean...
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
I'm not really surprised. We also saw like another trapdoor in a whole different location. But alright. Let's see what's down here.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa!
Oh, it's an elevator. Okay, it begins moving downwards. We're gonna see some monstrosities down here.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
And that is...
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well,
it depends if we find out, I guess.
Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
That's fair. I do want to know. And also, I do want to see what exactly is happening down here. This place is really big and empty. Alright. Open the door. Open her up.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Yes.
Stand back.
Is it gonna like come like plopping down? Oh no, it's open. Oh.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one.
It's purple in here as well. Okay. What's that in the middle of the room?
Go on, have a look.
I don't like how this is. I don't like this right now. I don't like it. I'm a little concerned. I'm very concerned actually. This is like a deep concern. What the hell's going on in here? This room... Hold on. This room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like it's some kind of massive sluice gate? Sluice gate?
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place.
What is that?
But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
Water pressure or the temperature? I feel like it's neither of those, right? It probably is something. It's probably something completely different. But because like the water pressure wouldn't really make sense. Temperature also wouldn't make sense.
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis.
And
Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
Under the sea.
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is continually leaking into the sea.
Yes, that's very likely.
Where's it coming from?
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh.
Oh.
Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out.
Is this...
I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate.
Oh.
For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us.
So it wasn't...
The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
Meaning that basically all the water in the ocean will become primordial seawater, which will then become extremely deadly to everybody in Fontaine. Cool. That's insane. All right. And if the primordial seawater is leaking through, if the gate fails, all of Fontaine will fall with it. Truly, truly.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
But that's just too weird!
It is.
Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea?
Also,
Who built
how?
this place anyway?
That's a good question.
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy.
Probably.
To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring.
Aww.
It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow.
Okay.
As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Yep.
Indeed.
Crazy.
It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
That's not good. Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate.
Huh.
Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So as the Duke of Meripede, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Something else? Although this wasn't as dark of a secret as I thought it was going to be. So it wasn't as bad, but it is... So the... Okay, it's still pretty...
This is it.
Interesting.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
They told shit.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Okay.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin.
Oh, yeah.
I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Yep, we absolutely have. Ed who?
Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
That's what you got?
What a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
Focus.
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Oh, that's why they don't like each other.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
I would never.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Damn. I mean, Edwin
Jeez.
did as hell, though.
Forget I said anything then. Follow me.
It's funny.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
I mean, easily amused. That's all it really is.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Is this just a normal room? I don't think it is, but...
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Ooh, whoa. This is... What is this?
What a huge ship?
It's a ship.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not a lot.
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
So that's
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
So we gotta know his
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
This is a plan for the ages. Can't you share your plan with everyone? No, because then it's gonna be an issue and people of like higher statuses are gonna try to get in on this and it's not gonna
Were
be
the
good.
workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe.
That's also true.
As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
So he kind of does have a backup plan. Also, this still doesn't explain where the fuck Child went. Like, even after finding all of this, it still has not explained where the hell Child is. So does that just mean that Child escaped from the prison and then is somewhere?
I'll leave you here for now.
Where's here?
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
He means that my actions will now decide the next steps Lenny groups take. In other words, if I want to tell Lenny the truth, I must make him understand
Yeah,
he cannot.
we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, we will.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
I'm just... Calamitous tread. Alright. Alright. I never, like, predicted as to what was gonna happen in this quest. Or, not really predicted, but, like, I never could have thought of what was gonna be in, like, the Forbidden Zone in any capacity. I did not in any way suspect that it would have been literally the Primordial Sea itself. But that's also weird that the Primordial Sea was just hidden in here, of all places. What's up, kids?
We're back!
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley? Always drinking tea.
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now.
What?
While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
That sounds like it's Risley.
Must have been Risley and Sejuin.
It had to be.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
We're just out here talking
I
about
really
brewing
can't
tea.
make sense of this place.
Neither can I.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Lenny sounds a lot more like his old self. You feeling better now, Lenny?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Good.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sejuin is also busy with something or other, so let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions.
Hit me with them.
Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
Yep.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him.
Yep.
What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Lenny's grasp of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
You know it. After some deliberation, you share the information you just learned with Lenny and company. By sharing what you saw, you emphasize that now is not the time to look under the fog.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis?
That would make
If you
more
remember,
sense.
I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Risley have known that?
He's got people
Or
everywhere.
perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side.
Cool.
The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
Aww.
You have my gratitude.
Aww.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Don't worry. Don't mention that. We can work together again if necessary. What was that?
Paimon's hungry.
Of course she is.
Oh,
Not surprised.
you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Alright, going to the cafeteria. Wait. Before I leave. What are you guys saying?
I feel like I should try to become someone more capable of helping.
Aww.
You're incredibly helpful. Lenny thinks so too.
He did his best.
Yeah, you two are always telling me not to push myself, but aren't you just like that as well?
Aww. Honestly, they are like my favorite like group of siblings at this point. Like my absolute favorite like grouping of siblings. Of siblings. Cafeteria time.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
I didn't realize those actually announced stuff.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Hi, Sedgman.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwing?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Oh.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
Why wouldn't she?
What would you like to eat?
Huh? We can choose?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Nice. Then I'll have the tastiest stuff you have to offer. The biggest portion you have to offer. I'll go with tasty.
Me too. Don't forget Paimon.
No problem. Just leave it to me.
Give me that tasty food. After a while, the meal Sedgman ordered for you arrived, and like days prior, blah blah blah. Drinks, they taste a little strange, but okay. The shakes genuinely taste terrible. Oh no.
So delicious.
Amazing. Free dinners are the absolute best.
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Pretty good.
Delicious.
Exquisite. Thank you. Besides the milk, I mean, everything was super delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Cool.
Sigewin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
That's interesting.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
God damn, you had to do her like that.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well.
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Colorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Colorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
Truly.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader.
Okay.
Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
What kind of person is... What? What do you mean he would like it with all the darkness and chaos? Is that what fucking Nervulette likes? That seems, it seems really out of character. But that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nervulette outside of his office. Yeah, that's true.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Okay. One day I'll remember where I need to go. It's not that way. I wish they just had signs. It'd be really nice if they had signs. That one going down. I don't need to go down. I need to go up. Oh wait, you can talk to Clorand. Hi.
Clorand!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's all right. Miss Sigewin really put in a lot of effort.
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too! You sure work super fast!
Truly.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sigewin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sigewin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
She's changing subjects. It's all thanks to Nervulette. This is technically a work trip for us, too.
Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
That doesn't sound good. Did she disappear? She did. Where the hell is the freaking elevator? I am like super bad at elevators. slowly losing it. But I do feel a little bit better. My period has kind of calmed down a little bit.
Let's move out.
But only like a smidgen. Like, not a bunch, but like a smidge. And we're back.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
I don't know, it's been born sleepy, honestly. Yeah, I'm also getting there. Wow, she immediately fell asleep.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
She would. Good night.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
What's that sound? Paimon, wake up. We need to go out and see what's going on. Uh-oh, alarms are going off.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
What are these guys?
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
So his Grace had to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Then that means whatever happened must have happened down below.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey! Be careful!
They genuinely cared about us. That's so nice of them.
Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible. Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
They're here.
Hi.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Kind of. No.
Three, two, one.
Holy shit!
This won't hold it for long.
Yeah,
Find
definitely.
Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Wouldn't you be the first line of defense? Whatever.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
I'm hoping that I'm gonna assume that's not the end of this because that makes no sense. But holy shit! Like, oh my god, this has gotten real bad.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Oh well, he came right at the right time, the right place.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Why? Why? Wait, why? Why do I have to make sure she doesn't spend too much alone time with her? What? Okay, you can explain everything else to me later.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Are we just swapping places? Okay. Good luck, Neuvillette, I guess. This is interesting. This is a very different situation than what we've been in before. Huh. I also wasn't expecting the situation to be happening this soon. I thought it would be happening like much later. Well, there's a lot of Fatus here.
Look,
And
there are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I will do my best, Tiny Muzzling. But also, like, what the fuck is happening? Ooh. Ugh. Oh. Hi, Arlecchino. What's happening? Hi, Farina. She smiled. Huh.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
So this is the Knave, the head of the House of the Hearth, and the rest of this. And the Lenny siblings... The Lenny siblings? Called Father. She certainly does not seem to be easy to deal with. Greetings.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Okay, cool.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time.
Oh, is that today?
See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Okay. She seems friendly enough. I don't know about that one, but okay. But that can't be all there is to her. The knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
It looks green. It's mighty green. That's what I can say about it. It's pretty good. It's quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees too.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Is that what Child said? Wait, Child should have no reason to have said something like that. That also seems weird that Child would have commented on the fact that I like these sweets that they also like. That seems weird. All of that seems weird. I don't know.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
He has to be at this point. I don't know. I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
She's trying her best. Farina, you are not good at this, are you? Farina looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
I still wonder what is Nuvillette. Because I'm gonna assume he must be the dragon, right? He must be the sky dragon, I think? But also, I don't know. It's not sky dragon, but I guess water dragon, my bad. The hydro dragon. I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Like a month? Like how long are we talking?
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Do we?
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
He seemed to escape out of a pipe. That's all we know. Oh no, Paimon's statement just left us wide open. Yep.
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We have no idea where the hell that man is. We do not. Nope. But there was also no evidence that he's been injured or killed. That's also fair. Yeah, that would have been very blatantly obvious.
That is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House. Is it something like that?
That doesn't scream child to me, but I don't know. She's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try to distract her from Farina. That sounds good to me, yes.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded. Huh?
Are you sure about that? Huh? Farina?
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Oh no. That can't be good.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Huh? Yvette? You fighting back water, my guy?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows?
Okay, he's just
Maybe
not
it's
gonna
just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Oh. Huh. Interesting. All right. I'm intrigued.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
They would've.
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
It may as well be at this point.
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke.
Goodbye,
Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
You know, about as smooth as it could have. Goodbye. Huh. Weird. But okay. Alright.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
Okay.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, That's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
Your words.
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
The true future? Furina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually seriously refuting the knave's accusations. She means what she says. She's not putting on a front. For once, yeah.
Then I ask you, Miss Furina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So, was all of that just a lie? Or can she really not tell us? It could be either, honestly. She was so full of conviction and confidence just now, but now she's deflated like a pop balloon. I feel like she has an idea, but she doesn't have a plan. You know what I mean?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
Now she's bullshitting again.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
It shouldn't be.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Furina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
That is a good point.
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea.
Yeah, she does not.
If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Furina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
She just, like, gave her, like, the sickest fucking burn of her entire career. And then she just is like, yes, let's eat our cake now. Ma'am, you think I can recover from that? Or not me, but, like, Farina? These aren't topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Neuvillette's task was. I don't know what Neuvillette's plan is. Like, there's so many questions here. Because really and truly, if Homegirl has no fucking plan for, like, how to deal with the eventual, like, prophecy of flooding that is supposed to happen in this area, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Like, I don't know if this is just a situation of her being extremely incompetent, or if this is just her actually being like a child. Because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, if this was, like, the same situation with, like, let's say Nahida, like, Nahida would have so many contingency plans. She would have so many, like, ideas. Like, brother, like, what is happening here? This seems weird. This seems so bizarre. Like, why wouldn't you... I'm not saying that Homegirl's incompetent, but I'm also just like, is she okay? Because, like, why is she like this? Because, like, I feel like she's just, like, a figurehead. That's all she is a figurehead. She's just acting as if she's the Hydro Archon. And ideally, it seems that Mr. like Neuvillette is the main person who's doing all the work behind the scenes or something. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. It's weird. It's bizarre. But, like, also, yeah, I'm just kind of like, I feel bad for her for getting grilled like that, but, like, in this case only, the knave is right. Like, Homegirl has no plans. She has no idea what the fuck's going on. And even less so, she also just doesn't, like, have anything set up. Like, her country is about to die, and she is just, like, panicking. As she should, because, like, obviously, like, I have no idea what you would be able to do in the situation. But at the very least, homeboy, Risley, he has a whole-ass plan. He has a whole-ass ship that can probably save at least some of the Fontainians. But, like, I have no idea what, like, anybody else is doing. Like, what is the plan? What do we do? If I had to guess, he probably went down to deal with the surging primordial sea. But can he really deal with it all by himself? Also, like, I'm at a point where I'm just like, are we gonna have a situation with, like, Child where he pulls a Scaramouche? Where he, like, disappears, nobody knows where the fuck he is, and he winds up in another country? Because, deadass, if we go to a, like, if he just disappears for the rest of this entire chapter, or not chapter, but, like, I guess section, or arc, or what have you, like, and then he just emerges and we're in fucking Natlan, I'm gonna be feeling some type of way. Because what the fuck happened? I don't think that's probably what's gonna happen, though. He has to reemerge, but I'm just confused. Oh my god. But can he really deal with it all by himself? And is Farina being truthful or not? I don't know. See, that's the other thing about Farina, because a lot of what Farina is doing throughout the entirety of this game has been her putting on a whole ass facade for her people. And now that she's being confronted by something that is extremely real and extremely dangerous, she truly doesn't know what to do. And that's why she's tripping up on herself, and she can't really give actual responses because she doesn't fucking know. She doesn't have a plan. She doesn't have, like, any ideas. She's like a child. Actually worse, because I feel like a child would be able to come up with something. Not to mention, she's also an Archon. Like, can she not, like, actually do anything? I don't know.
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
That's an extra day.
You too,
towards Farina.
Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
Surely. The knave proceeds to change the topic and brings up a number of less significant matters and such and so forth.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
True.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Sure. It's weird that she calls me out in particular, but yeah, sure, I guess. Of course.
Paimon's coming too!
Okay. This has been delightful. And by that I mean, wow, I just watched as Farina got her ass roasted by a whole nother person. Jeez Louise. Sheesh. Oh. Oh, so her office is like right... Okay. That makes sense though. But also, yeah, what is she doing with the Innudendium, whatever the fuck it's called? Like, what does that stuff do again? I don't remember. Oh, wait. I know what it does. It's a power source for the entire country, right? Ideally, every time that they have, like, a court case, it powers a certain amount of energy into the country, I think. Or something along those lines. It is a form of a power source. So, yeah, what would you need to be powering with that much... And that is interesting. I don't know. That is weird. Alright, what you gotta say to me, Arlecchino? What's happening?
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Well, damn, alright.
That's what Paimon thought.
Yeah, what do you want to say? What do you want?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
No need, but alright. I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you?
You don't look like a father to me, but you know,
The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Good for you, ma'am. Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Okay.
I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
I mean, he was gonna
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
Dish girl. Annoying.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
She is.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you.
Who is? Oh, she's in disguise. I see. She's playing with a kitty. That's so cute, though.
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
She would get upset about that.
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
A curse?
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone.
Yeah, she's
Not
scared.
long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Eudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article.
I understand where she's coming from, in terms of, like, assuming that Farina is not the true Archon, and that Neuvillette is actually the Archon, but I also feel like that's not right. Like, even though she's not a good Archon, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's not the Archon. Also, like, if she's saying that she's under some sort of curse, then maybe that's the reason why she is the way she is now. Like, because, like, also, like, we've never, ever seen, like, other Archons, like, fear anybody. Like, that's never been a thing. Like, even Nahida wasn't scared in front of Scaramouche when he became a god. Like, deadass, like, she did not give a fuck. And, like, and she's a child. So, like, for Farina to be, like, scared seems kind of weird. It's also weird that she went out by herself. Like, there's a lot of issues with this. Because, like, why would she have gone outside by herself for any purpose? She's literally the Archon of this country. Like, not saying that any of the other Archons usually, like, travel with, like, a squad of people, because most other Archons are feared. Like, they are literally either feared or revered in some way. And so, therefore, like, nobody's gonna fuck with them. Like, nobody tried to fucking kill Zhongli. Like, nobody tried to kill Raiden Shogun, even though she was fucking up in every aspect. And it's just like, so, it's interesting. Also, that does explain the fear that she has around Arlecchino. That explains a lot of that. Because I was wondering why she kept seemingly, like, being scared of her. But that makes a lot more sense. Like, she tried to kill her. I cannot blame her for being scared. Like, once somebody's tried to kill you, I feel like that you have to absolutely be scared of her. Like, there's no going back after that. It's no wonder she didn't want to be alone. That makes sense. But I highly doubt if it's Neuvillette, because I think Neuvillette is a Hydro Dragon, which is a whole nother thing. But then that leads to the question of, is she actually the real Hydro Archon, or is there another one? And also, how does the Oratrice Mécanique fit into all of this? Because, like, if it's generating a fuck ton of power, what is that power going to be used to do?
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
And that's where they thought it
Yes,
was in
Father.
prison.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough.
Like, man's maybe
With
dead,
this
but I
as
don't
my
give a
excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Okay. We're all up to speed now. Where are we?
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
Yeah,
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, I'm not surprised. How did you come to that conclusion? Because there's no way in hell that man is an Archon. Like, it doesn't add up.
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
Man, he had to go through a lot of elevators to get here. I'm just thinking about that. Neuvillette?
He certainly returned quickly.
Actually, he took
You
his
must
time.
want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Sure. Bye. Bye, Neuvillette.
Neuvillette, is it over?
Kind
For
of.
now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
Maybe ask what happened down there.
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Oh, okay. As for what happened on our side... Did you also tell them about the fact that
So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
True. Also, I like the fact that she's saying, like, I don't know where the Gnosis is, but that's true. Like, it seems that every Archon doesn't necessarily carry their Gnosis with them. Because, like, I know Venti had his, if I remember straight. Zhongli put his inside of the, I can't think of what it's called. His Exuvia. Right, and Shogun gave hers to Yaimiko. And then, like, Nahida actually had hers, I think, if I remember straight. Yeah, she just had hers on her. But that is weird. So, like, do they not give a fuck about their like, Gnosis? Like, this is a real question. Oh. Can I ask you some questions, my guy? I need some, answers.
Permission
Really.
granted.
You have enough power to force back the primordial sea. Does this mean you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though.
It's not that simple. He's a
You
Hydro Dragon.
can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
Truly.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
What did you sense in the Fortress of Maripide? Did you manage to protect those that needed to be defended?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Huh. It's really coming down. The clear sky suddenly filled with dark clouds. I didn't read all that. Just moments before, Neuvillette has just mentioned his sense of grief. Thinking back to the legend, and what Ferminet said, it said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. Wait, Neuvillette, you can't be.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon sovereign of water.
The dragon of... what?
I
Huh?
can't believe it. What? I can't
Please do
believe
not be so surprised.
I'm not. I'm really not, sir. I expected it.
Farina?
Why is she out here?
Neuvillette, are you listening?
No, not at all.
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You know?
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
My guy, we know so many dragons.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret.
Who would we tell?
There's
And why?
still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Oh.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
Okay.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
That's interesting.
In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much, unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
That's not good.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
I just realized, this isn't over yet, is it? See you, Nubilet.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Okay. Can we go find homegirl? Or no? She went like this way.
Such fortunate weather. Care for a walk?
Oh, I didn't know she said that. I wonder where she went to. Whatever. Anywho, going back to the fortress. What layer are any of these on? But also, like, holy shit. Alright, a lot happened, but... I still feel like I don't know. Okay, that one's further down. Anything on this floor? That one's further down. They're all further down. Jeez, okay. This one. Oh, it's those two guys.
You guys are back?
Yeah, what's up?
Crystal! Macaroon!
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh?
No?
No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We left for 10 minutes and then came back.
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
We had to go talk.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
You two are adorable.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there?
Pals.
I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
I mean, not really. They're about the same. I'm sure the welfare meals must have just skyrocketed in quality recently. I mean, both of those are good.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
It's kind of creepy, but alright, buddy. Alright. Bye-bye. This way. Oh, I also gotta go in there. What's this one? Or who's this one, rather, I guess. Oh, Cedric. We're over here still.
Seedwing!
Traveler! Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry, we're both doing great.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it?
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulet paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
How did Nervulet know that he was needed here?
He gets scented in the water.
Well, Miss Schurner Roulette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
You were barely gone a couple of hours, right? Like a day? Barely? Alright. I'm gonna go see
Let's move out.
Grizzly? Worthlessly? Wait, did I? Oh, wrong way. Did I go the wrong way? I thought they said to come. Wait, what? I swear to G, what? Okay, they are telling me to go in here, but it's not telling me to go upstairs or anywhere. That's weird. Or downstairs, even. It's not telling me to go anywhere in particular. Oh, there they go.
Jurier, Miss Sijween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
Mood.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
About him.
Junior, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello.
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
Fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
That's fair.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
Aw. They love each other, but they also hate each other. Moving on. I guess we're going to the infirmary to go see the kids. Also, this seems interesting. Weird, but interesting.
Let's move out.
Also, I love the fact that, like, Neuvillette was trying to keep the fact that he was a dragon a secret, and then just was like, after like 10 minutes of pestering him, he was like, yeah, I'll tell you. He was like, I'm not gonna tell you when we asked him initially. We were like, are you actually the Archon? And he was just like, he didn't tell us shit. No, not at all.
Let's
This
move
is
out.
my house. This is not the place I'm supposed to be. Further this way. He was like, yo, I'm the Hydro Dragon. What's up? I'm also very confused about Arlecchino's character, because I feel like she's extremely cutthroat, but also nice? It's the weirdest combo. She's like, I care about these kids, but also I will kill a bitch at the same time. Hi, kids.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Fremine.
Looks like you're recovering nicely, Fremine.
Also, Fremine has become more comfortable around us.
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clarant in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
Nice.
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
That sounds like
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
Lots of things, but you know.
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Linny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
I mean, we're still in jail, right?
Excellent.
Technically?
I will host a tea party.
Yo, tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Tea and snacks with the gang. Alright, I gotta go back and talk to Risley. Wait, where is he at? Huh. I'm still like, my brain is like slowly processing everything because I don't exactly know what to think right about now. I'm like wildly overwhelmed with a lot of information that I wasn't expecting. Some of, but not all of it. Like, I didn't expect that the primordial seawater was directly under the Fortress of Meripide, but also, I don't know. It's a lot of information to kind of process. I took a lot of damage from that.
Let's move out.
Anyway, oh well. But like, huh. I do wonder how this is all gonna end. That's where I'm at in terms of the Archon quest, because like obviously it's gonna end with us saving the day and everything, or somebody saving the day. I have no idea as of right now, but also Genshin needs to get better at hiding their dragons. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's so easy to tell whether or not if a character is a human or not. Like, why do they do this? Hello, good sir. Mans is so posh down here with his, record. What is this? Yeah, it is a record player. And his ink and his tea. He's a little old man. Hi, Risley.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Because he is busy? He got a
Oh,
job.
yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's going to work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
Aw.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
The gift milkshakes? No, I
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Oh.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
They really aren't.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies.
Aw.
Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
I get a gift?
Are these from Sigewinne too?
She sounds so
Nope,
concerned.
they're from yours truly.
Yo,
You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time.
Huh.
You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
Huh.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered? Priorities, my guy. Priorities.
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Nice. Prison
Just
food.
remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Huh. Alright. And I get to go return to the dormitories, I guess. Huh. This was like, I want to say easily resolved, but not necessarily. I'm not sure what to say right about now. I am confuzzled. I am a tad bit confuzzled. But that also may just because my brain is extremely sleepy, so maybe I need to like sleep on it and then think about it more. Cause like, I'm understanding all this information that's been given to me, but I'm also like, brain too sleepy. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. I have no answers for myself, so therefore it is. I don't know. But yeah. Also, this is like, I guess the second time that a country has faced like a major threat of some sort. Because we already had a big threat with like Osile.
Let's move out.
Back in like Leeway. But we haven't had like, I mean technically we did have a threat in like Inazuma, but that was mostly the Archon itself. The Archon herself. But like outside of that, I don't know.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
It feels like a huge weight is off our shoulders. It feels like we've regained our freedom. I mean, you can leave whenever you want, honestly.
Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin with, so I'm not sure why we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Paimon, is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep. That actually is fair.
Hey, that's not true!
Just like you.
All right. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
I'm not gonna lie to you, moments like these make me so concerned. Because it's like they're setting this up as if it's like, oh yeah, we're having a cute, like, endearing moment with Paimon and everything's great and we're having a sweet little moment with her and like this is cute and adorable, right? And I understand it's like, oh yeah, they want us to have like bonds with everybody, but I'm also scared. This game will quickly kill off characters and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. We're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine going to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward. Just the thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
I mean, they did say sooner or later we were gonna have to deal with the situation. And ideally, it's probably gonna be sooner rather than later. We'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon. I mean, actually, she's not wrong. We will be fine, because we're not affected by it. Everybody else in Fontaine, however, they're fucked. We're fine. Everybody else is fucked. They're a little fucked.
Alright then, good night to you, Traveler.
Good night to you, Paimon. Good night to you as well. And we sleep. She's so tiny. She's like half my height. Oh. Oh, we're back in the fucking vision. Oh. And they just ended it there. What? Cataclysm's awake? What? I want to say you can't end it there, but they can. I'm not surprised. I'm more. Oh, Lenny's now level 10. Nice. Everything's going on today. But like, what the fuck? Alright. So that means that child's still out there in the primordial sea, apparently. Huh. That's concerning, because he's... Rob's not okay. I guess? I actually don't know. Because like, if he's like us and he can like kind of breathe underwater, you know? Or like, be underwater for a while. That'd be one thing, but... Wait, what do I have for you, Traveler? Wait, did I get a constellation for this? Okie dokie. I'm just... alright. Cataclysm's quickening. Oh. Also, so I'm guessing, because I remember something from the third part. Whale, what have we here? So, like, I remember from the third part, there was, like, Homeboy Chow, like, kept hearing something calling out to him. Was it the whale? The whale was like, yo. The whale was like, hey, yo. I hear you have a whale constellation. We're homies now. We're besties, you see.
Yaya Publishing House has released numerous works that lay out military strategy.
Ooh. What is that melody? But like, oh my goodness. I'm trying to like process a lot of things and none of it is making sense in my brain. But that's also probably because I'm like stupid sleepy right now, like extra dumb sleepy, you know? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we kind of know where Child is, I guess. Also, how did he get in there? Did he just, because like I know he went through the pipes and he somehow managed to get into the primordial seawater, but like I don't understand.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
So is he just sealed inside, or where like Nuvalet just put him back in there? He's just stuck in there forever. But that is weird. I don't have any like real thoughts or anything to really say about this whole thing because like I have no explanation. I have I have no understanding, or little to no understanding of anything that just happened. So, alright. This has been interesting. Okay. I'm like, my brain isn't braining. This tiny child is next to me.
Can we
trying to
play
see
Banker
who
next
we
time?
can, like, who can I raid? Also, I am ending stream. I am very tired. I am incredibly tired. I'm looking for people to raid right now. Miku-san is still alive. Or alive again, I
Respect
guess.
must be given to the will of
But
every
yeah,
creature.
I hope
Each fish in the ocean swims in its own
like,
direction.
enjoyed this very interesting Archon quest. I'm still like, oh my goodness, I'm like overwhelmed with a lot of information because I feel like the first or the third part was like little to no information like whatsoever, and ideally it was mostly just building up to part 4, and now part 4 just has a fuck ton of information, and now I'm just like, what do we do with this now? What do we do? Where do we go? How do we deal with this?
Can we play Banker next time?
I'm overwhelmed. Anyway, alright. Well, we'll resume the Archon quests in a few weeks, I guess. We got like 2 weeks, I think. A bit over 2 weeks. So, yeah, we'll get more answers on that soon. That's gonna be interesting. Also on Tuesday, I will be back to pull for that boy Risley because I gotta.
The publishing house has released numerous works that lay out military strategy
yeah,
in a
I'll be back
simple
then,
and pragmatic
and probably
way.
sometime later
Those
that
are
week
my
as well.
favorite.
But I hope everybody has a good night and get some sleepies and food. I'm gonna go get food as well. But like, yeah, everybody have a good night. Have a great day if it's the daytime for you. But yeah, bye bye everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.